There it is. Okay, I think you guys are back on there. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Her blood pressure keeps dropping, so I just wanted to make sure that I answered, because if I didn't, you know, wanted to make sure she was okay. And now I can't find the feed, so it looks like you guys can see me, so I'll continue going. And I know people will probably jump back on, so thank you again. Sorry about that again. Okay, so what I did in the meantime was I just punched out a stem from the, this can be a pumpkin or an apple punch, and this coordinates with, I probably could have just said, hang on guys, and had the phone call, but I thought that would be a little weird, so I didn't want to do that. This coordinates with the Harvest Hello stamp set, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just attach my stem with a little bit of glue, and this is going to make for a patchy video on YouTube if I'm able to upload it. Oh well, that's okay. No big deal. Yeah, that's okay. I can't find it, so no biggie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this on here. Just like that, because I'm going to stamp something with the greeting, so we could do to an A+ teacher, and I think that's what I did yesterday with my niece's card. So I'm going to just grab, let's see, a little scrap, and I'm going to just use this piece I have here, and while I'm at it, I'm going to do 2 colors. So I'm going to go with the A+ I have in Poppy Parade, and then I will do the rest of it, Teacher and 2N in black. So you do that, huff on them, oh heavens, and there we go. Okay, so I'm going to just take this, and I'm just going to kind of trim it out, just hand trim it. So we'll go square here, bring it along the line here, and just like that. I do want to make sure it's dry, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the back and just kind of pop this in. Well, let's see, this might be a little bit too far. Spread it down some. Pop it in like that. Okay, so if you're going to do this, just mind how far you put your glue. The glue will dry and it will be perfectly fine, but we'll put it like that. That way we can have the tag hanging off of there. You can always round the edges if you wanted to as well. So that's another one right there. See if I can move this over without making a wreck. So we still have this guy to finish. And I'm going to finish him off with one of the dudes that we punched. Let's see if I can find him where he went. Okay. So he was right down here a minute ago. Oh, here he is. So we have this little guy here, and we can add him to this. But I think if we do that, we should add something fun to this as well. So the nice thing about this, you have lots of different kind of scrolly things that you can add. So you have all these little So this is a decorative piece, and then you have this piece that you can cut out in the center that will overlay on it. Same with this one. You have this really scrolly decorative piece, so we could pop that up and put him onto that piece as well, and then cut out like something for this spooky wise. So let's see. We have They Were Such Cool Friends. Where is the other Halloween one? We could do have a happy Halloween, have a good time, which, you know, kind of either one is nice. But I'm going to do creepy and cut this out, and then we'll put this on the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp have a spooktacular Halloween and cut this out. We'll lay that onto the inside. And I'm going to cut out, I think just to stick with the same theme, I'm going to cut out this. But I'm going to do it in red because I think it'll be nicer that way. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. And then we will cut the other part out in red. And I think I might even stick with, I don't know if I want to do red or black. I'm going to do red just because it'll be really like a nice gory pop. All right, so there's that. Okay, and while we're at it, so since I've used red, I'm going to do this real quick. So this is the stamp cleaning pad. So red ink, this is the first time I've used this. So what you do is you just wipe it off. Oh, and it's even getting off some of the black ink that was on there before. So it's pretty juicy, probably because it's the first time I've used it. And I'm going to just wipe this off with my shop rag. And it really does clean the stamps. I mean, this is super clean. So you can see how little bit of fuzz there. That's really clean. So you probably still, again, I would go back maybe after the fact and either rinse this off just a little bit or wipe it with your chamois. But that turned out really, really easy to get clean. And it kind of looks like it, I don't want to say it eats it, but it kind of dissolves the ink into there. So even though it's stained, that's pretty good. So I'm going to have to go back and do that with my, I guess you could do this with the shimmer too. There's only one way to find out, me testing it, and you guys can see how it works. So there's that. It definitely gets it pretty wet. So, and I know that they said that if you get this onto the sticker part, it can kind of make the sticker part come off. So definitely be careful with that if you use it. But let's see what the shimmer looks like. Comes right off. So it's super clean. So far I have to say that this is awesome. So if there's something else that you're looking at getting, that's really cool. All right, so I'm going to cut this part out here, and I'm going to cut this out with a piece of red. I can find a nice red scrap piece. So we'll use this one. And I'm just going to pop these two through with the Big Shot. And I'll do them both at the same time. We'll wrap this one up, and then we will be all finished. Okay, and then the nice part about this too is it does have a nice stitch to it. So I'm just gonna, this is the gray that we had from earlier, just kind of go around it a little bit. I don't remember if this was, I think we did gray granite with this one. So there's that. And same with this one. So this is a little bit more of an intricate die. So I will say one thing, if you're gonna pop this through, sometimes it's nicer to go back and forth, especially with all the little holes that it has in there. So what I'm going to do, just for the sake of this, I'm going to do this. I should have done it ahead of time, is I'm going to go ahead and just clean a little bit of this stuff out because I did this before. And I did not clean it, as you can see from the last time, because you see there's 3 different colors of paper in here. And I'm going to line this back up. I'm going to line this back up. And I'm going to put it through one more time just to see if I can get all these little doodads to cut out. And I'm actually going to run it upside down because sometimes flipping it over, the pressure is on a different side. So I'm going to run this through one more time upside down. So when you do that, basically what you're doing is, if you have a nasty cutting plate, you want to put that one on the top. So you're going to put it through, you can see, just like this. So the die is facing up. So the pretty side is going to be facing down. So usually with the intricate dies, unless I have run them through with some, look at that, almost completely, there's only one little teeny spot that was stuck in there. If you run these through, a lot of times with wax paper, it definitely will help. But sometimes, and I ran the wrong one through, sometimes if you do it just both directions, so one way upside down and then flip it the other way, works very well. But now that I've done the wrong one, let me do the correct one. So this one I just did back and forth. You just want to make sure, because this is very, very, very intricate, so you don't rip it. There we go. So we'll put him right on there. And I'm going to, again, pop him up with some dimensionals just to make it a little bit more fun. And I do thank you guys for sticking with me through this. My mother-in-law is the only grandmother my son has left, and he loves her more than life. Sometimes I think more than me. So I am probably just a little bit worried about her. All right, so we're going to put Spooky Guy right here on the front, and I'm going to just put him on with a little bit of liquid glue. Just like that. Super creepy. And then we'll put this here. You could also even cut this in another, you could cut a black and put a layer behind it, so you would have these layered together. That would be really cute. But I'm going to just pop this on the front, just for the sake of time. And we'll put this right here. There we go. And I just want to make sure he's dry, so he stays in the spot that I put him. There we go. Much better. Okay. So, and there is that guy sits up. So the one thing about these you have to remember, sometimes the little part that lays, it does lay a little bit slightly sideways. So if that bothers you, you might want to put something on there that is kind of, doesn't really go like at a direct 90-degree angle. But I think these cards are so cute. Again, we did a lot of experimenting, which is what we usually do. So if you guys are going to make these cards at home, you all have to remember, you're going to have all this stuff already kind of laid out. So you don't really have to worry about designing it. All you have to do is cut out your cards and then pop them together. Again, you could always, if you wanted to, you could even add a layer of DSP behind here just to make it a little more fun. You could stamp your apple stamp. This would be totally cute. You could either stamp the seeds or the apples or even the half apple. You could stamp that all over this just for a little bit of background. If you want to step it up a notch, you could stamp it in Versamark and clear emboss it. That way it'd be there. Would be really cute. So many ideas to do for this. And I'll pop these here. Let me see. I'm going to just fold these one more time, just so you guys can get a really good look at these. We'll see if we can keep them a little bit flatter for you before we wrap up. I am also in the process of revamping my newsletter, because I was using a newsletter service and I kind of have hit some sort of a wall. And I want to redo it. So if you aren't a subscriber to my newsletter, all you have to do is either send me your email, which is, your email will go to mine, which is rachthestamper@gmail.com, and I'll add you to my list. Or you can go to my webpage, which is rachthestamper.com, and you can ask to be added there. It will add you to it. And then once I get it done, because I have a great newsletter I want to send out before some things change, that way you guys will know what's going on. But I'm trying to make it easier to use, easier to read, easier to find information for. Again, also through August 31st, we still have the extra special going on, which is you buy $155 worth of any Stampin' Up! Products. You can get all of this stuff, because if you are a demonstrator, you're allowed to pre-order all of these cool stamp sets. So you can get all of this stuff as part of your starter kit, and it's only $99. You also will get a $10 coupon to use the following month. You can also get a free paper pumpkin in there. You get business supplies. You don't have to use them. You could just buy for the discount. Plenty of stuff there. I would love to have you on my team, though. We do lots of videos on the team. We have been doing a lot more business interaction if people want to do it. Because some of my people don't. Some of them just join for the discount, which is 100% fine as well. So if you have any interest or questions about that, you can always send me an email at rachthestamper@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer that for you. Otherwise, I'm going to see if I can get the rainbow stamper on here one day this week. You never know, maybe Friday I can get him on. But I will definitely try to get him to pop back on before he goes to school, because I'm sure he will be missing the fact that he won't be making cards. And he has asked to make cards. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for bearing with the interruption there in the middle. I truly, truly appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions at all, just shoot me an email. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.